But Alex, it's weird how 2 weeks ago we announced this news and it's only officially come out now. It shows you how fast we are. And if you don't believe it, just go to the previous audio one. You'll hear us talking about it. And what am I talking about? 10 million, mate.
10 million?
We already spoke about it. So, number one in the news, the PlayStation 5 has sold 10 million units worldwide since its launch in November 2020, reaching that number faster than any other console made by Sony Interactive Entertainment or any other video game company for that matter. The PS5 reached a milestone on July 18th, which is 249 days after its launch, according to different sources as well. By comparison, Sony announced on August 12th, 2014, that 10 million PS4s had been sold 271 days after launch. So they're literally just tracking. It's like a month ahead. It's crazy. And that's with semiconductor shortages and everything going on. No Chinese, freight ships and stuff like that. It's nuts.
No. It just shows that Sony has just had the foresight and they locked in a whole load of those semiconductors to make sure that shit wasn't going to go, against their plans. I'm loving this right now.
It's crazy. And just to give you an idea as well, so those numbers at Sony, the 10 million is sold to consumers, something that they don't really mention, but they specifically mentioned that, it's 10 million sold to consumers. Why did they specifically mention it? Because the number of 6 million that Microsoft announced turned out to be distributed to retailers, not sold to consumers. So Sony again taking a sly dig on there.
Making sure to get those figures right.
So the next few news stories are about sales numbers. But before we get into that, Alex, 10 million, you just mentioned it, with a shortage, with a pandemic, it's still going faster than PS4. That's crazy, right?
It is. I mean, it just shows you the strength of the brand, and where Sony differs to the competitors is that they have consistently being on top form since the PlayStation 1 throughout, right, bar the actual portable consoles. I mean, they're pretty much trashed with that, even though they wear good feet. The home console market, Sony has just pretty much proven to everyone that they are the AAA standard, when it comes to the home console market. It's established. It's very easy to get onto. It's got a low bar of entry, I would say. But in terms of being that staple go-to platform, especially in the home console, they're the ones. They've knocked out all the competition. Forget about Nintendo, even though I'm going to say it. Yeah, I mean, they don't really have the home console market, and Xbox, obviously, they keep fumbling. They have a good couple of days, and the next thing you know, the next console, the next couple of cycles, they just go out the window. But Sony has been consistent, and in this game, it's all about success, and success only comes with consistency, and that's what Sony has been.
I just want to correct you as well, bro, because you said about the PSP and the PS Vita. I agree with the Vita, it didn't sell, but the PSP, only 2 Nintendo portable consoles have sold more than it. So don't trust the PSP. All right, listen. It was a pirate's heaven. It's a pirate's heaven. All right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. And let me just remind listeners and viewers that the only reason why the PlayStation 1 sold so well, because that was also a pirate's heaven as well.
Why are you hating?
Everybody had an uncle.
But it gave you Metal Gear Solid. It gave you Metal Gear Solid. End of it.
It gave Metal Gear Solid, even though it was chips. But anyway,
so, this story continues on. So number 2, and this is also sales numbers. Sony Interactive Entertainment has published sales figures for a number of first-party titles, including Spider-Man Miles Morales and Returnal. The news obviously came after the news of the 10 million consoles sold. So, Insomniac Games' wall-crawling adventure has moved 6.5 million copies globally since it launched in November 2020. Housemarque's Returnal has shifted 560,000 units despite the unique, tough gameplay and really hefty price tag.
Understatement.
Insomniac's back again. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, which came out last month, also with a hefty price tag and only exclusive on the PS5, has already sold over 1.1 million copies worldwide. While MLB The Show 21, which is free for Xbox gamers, has drummed up 2 million copies sold across all formats, and it's the fastest selling game in the franchise to date. I mean, Alex, before we go into a quote by Jim Ryan, Miles Morales, 6.5 million since launch. Obviously, Returnal, $70 in America, you know.
Yeah, $70. Yeah, it's crazy.
1,000 units, you know.
Yeah, that's brilliant. especially for a brand new franchise as well. I mean, that's like obviously Sony knew what they were doing when they purchased Housemarque, and it's proven that even though the game was markedly different and difficult in comparison to other games in the market, it's still visually and just the concept alone was groundbreaking. You know, and I guess it's going to be one of those titles which people eventually come back to and actually figure out that it's actually quite a momentous game, especially in the next generation or this current generation of games. So it definitely shows an evolution in that. But going over to Spider-Man though, with 6.5 million copies, split between PlayStation 4, might we add, because we can't forget that. But that's still impressive. I mean, it's Insomniac. I mean, they've pretty much just been holding the fort since November. It's Insomniac are smashing it.
And I think now, obviously, Insomniac, we won't hear from them from a while now. They'll be working on Spider-Man 2 and something else for VR, probably on that front. But yeah, 6.5 million sold is huge for a game that is tied to PS4 and PS5. No PC versions or anything like that. But Ratchet and Clank, dude, 1.1 million copies sold with a hefty price tag.
Price tag. Wait, and especially at this stage as well. I mean, that's just how long's the game been out for? About a month. Is that? Yeah, and this is obviously one of their major staple franchises, and it's going to be an evergreen title. This is going to be one of the greatest selling games on the console throughout the console's life cycle until the next game comes out. So we can easily see that number be bumped up to about 10 million easy, over the course of this generation. But MLB The Show 21, very interesting how much they've actually sold of that game. I mean, obviously it was released on the Xbox as well. Or was it Game Pass?
Yeah, free. As well. It was free, so it's
free.
Most people playing the game. I think they said they had 4 million people playing, and Alex, this game is free on Xbox Game Pass, and the NPD release numbers. MLB is the third best-selling game of 2021, but it's free on Game Pass. That shows you how big the baseball game is. You know what I mean? It's huge.
Wow. Yeah. I want to see what that check was. That was passed over. That would have been some hefty figure.
It's mad. It's crazy. But I mean, obviously, coming off of these sales numbers, Jim Ryan came out with obviously a quote and a paragraph. He goes, "I can't express enough the deep gratitude we feel for our passionate community of PlayStation fans who have embraced PS5 and the world-class development and publishing partners who bring such incredible gaming experiences to our platforms. While PS5 has reached more households faster than any of our previous consoles, we still have a lot of work ahead of us as demand for PS5 continues to outstrip supply. I want gamers to know that while we continue to face unique challenges throughout the world that affect our industry and many others, improving inventory levels remains a top priority for SIE."